If this is your first time ever watching online, let me know. I want to welcome you. If you are new here and you don't know who I am Ariana J, and I help current and aspiring providers start, grow, and scale their licensed assisted living, group homes, and community hab businesses, make impact, and build wealth through care. So that's what I do. So that's just a little bit about me. I am in Alaska. I'm in the biggest city, Anchorage, and I have a home and community-based agency here. I have 2 group homes and services outside of my group homes, okay? So that's what I'm doing right now. My background is in foster care. I started in foster care even though I came from corporate America. I have a background in finance and in law. So we're gonna dive into it today. I feel like the live today is going to be very informative. I know they all are, but there are so many different types of care out there. I don't really think you guys understand all the possibilities. I just don't. So no fault to yours, right? It's not readily available. The information's just not all over the World Wide Web as far as easily, like you can easily find it. So I'm going to give you guys some of that information. I find a lot of times people are kind of stuck when they're trying to break into the business of care because they feel like there's only like a couple options. Like I'll say this, like people think they only have to serve seniors, that private pay is the best way to go, right? That unlicensed is easier to get started, but that they can make so much money, which they really can't, depending on the type of care that they're going to provide. And then that they have to always provide licensed care when there's certification or certified care as an option too, right? So all of these things people don't really understand when they're trying to break into the business of care. The key is to know your options and to be in a container or community where you're going to be able to learn those options so you can make the best decision on your entrance, right? Or the way you scale. So I can't say any of this without talking about the Startup Provider Program, because this is what we do. Not everybody in the program comes in specifically for licensed assisted living or group home. There are other services that you can provide. And so today's live, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about 5 of them. And I want to give you guys like a high level overview. I know you're probably going to have questions, and that's understandable. So feel free to ask those. I'll answer them the best way I can on a live. So yeah, feel free to ask your questions as we go, okay? So we're going to dive in. A lot of times people, when they see community hab, you guys are like, what in the actual fuck is community hab? What is that? And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about that today. So these services that I'm going to be mentioning are a part of community hab because it's always a service that a lot of people don't know even existed, okay? So the first one that I'm going to talk about, I think is a really important one. And I also think that it's overlooked in the sense of like, it's like people don't really think about it. I think they all are this way. But in the climate of the job market that we have right now, I think that this is this is one that people need to be thinking about and looking towards as an option, because I believe it can provide not only supports for individuals, but it also can help small businesses out because there's such a shortage of employees. All right. So the first one I'm going to talk about today. Who has their pen and paper ready? Like, y'all taking notes? Tell me who's taking notes. So the first one that I want to talk about today is employment services. No, I'm not talking about a staffing agency. No, I'm not talking about any of that. I'm not talking about any of that. Okay. I am talking about employment services. So high level overview is you can literally get paid to help people find jobs that have disabilities, and you can help them learn the skills to find jobs, you can help them find the jobs, and you can help them retain the job. So you can do this. I've done it. And there's a couple of different ways you can do it. And that's a whole nother conversation. But the rates on that, like per hour, it depends who you kind of contract with, right? So when I was providing it directly through the state, and my contract rate was $85 an hour. So that's kind of what it was. I haven't provided the service in a little bit, but I am still certified for the service. And that's one way you can provide it. You can also provide it in a way to where you are helping individuals find placement in a job, right? So you are with that individual or a team member's with that individual, and that's their job, is to go there and support that individual, okay? So you're able to do that too. And like I said, I told you guys what my rate was for it, contracting directly through the state. The other thing the second type of care that you might not be thinking about, I hope you guys are ready for this one, because like people don't know about this. Okay? So the second type of care that people don't really know about are meals. Meals, yes, you can get paid to cook meals for people, and there's like a set rate. Here, I want to say it's like $22 or $26 per meal. So if you are cooking 3 meals a day for somebody, that's your rate, okay? This is big for people who are living in their own homes or who are not able to cook their own meals, et cetera, et cetera. And this is something that you could definitely add on. Or if you already have, like some people already have restaurants, or they have, what are those kitchens now they call them? What are those kitchens? They're like, not virtual kitchens, but shit, I forget the name. It's like I forget the name of the kitchens people are starting now, but it's like a shareable kitchen, right? So you share the kitchen, so you could use a space like that as long as it was like approved, right? So you don't have to have a full on, they are shared kitchens, yes, thank you. You don't have to have like a full on your own location and all of that. It just has to be like a shared space. Thank you guys. You guys got me. Thank you so much. So I really like the meals option if that is something that you love to do. My mom and my aunts, they love to cook. They love to cook. And so I thought this would be a really cool option for them, but you know, it takes commitment and I don't think they're ready for that. But it would be a really good option, right? Ghost Kitchen, that was it. Charlotte, thank you. Yes, Ghost Kitchen, that was it. The third, are y'all ready? Okay, so let's talk about the third option. The third option is transportation. Can I pause and just say, like, this is all part of Community Hab, right? So when I say licensed assisted living group home and Community Hab, like it's Community Hab in itself is just kind of a title that I'm giving like all of these other services that are not like really known about. Makes sense? So with Community Hab, there's a variety of different things, okay? So transportation is going to be the third option on that. And you can get paid, for transporting people to non-medical appointments, the doctors, grocery shopping, or anything like that. Here, where I'm at, they have a service called Anchor Rides. And Anchor Rides provides transportation to people who qualify with disabilities, and they provide that. So the fare is a really like reduced fare, but they get to bill for that transportation service, right? So the individual might pay like $3 and I don't know, $3.50 if they're in a certain area. If they're outside of that certain area, they may pay more. But what's really cool is you are able, to me, it's more of a one-to-many because you can create your route and pick people up on the route. You can start with one vehicle. You can increase from there. You can do a lot with the transportation services. And who was it that had a transportation company? Patricia, I don't know if she's here watching, but she had one many years ago. And she always, like, when we would coach or when I would coach her or whatever, like, she would always say, I'm trying to get back to that transportation money, because it's a really good business model to have. And it is a one-to-many because you're creating your route and all of the things with that. Can anybody guess the next two? Tell me if you guys know or you think you might know what the next two are. I just kind of want to see what you guys have to say. And there's so many different services, like this isn't even the tip of the iceberg, but I wanted to just kind of get that out there because I know you guys always are asking, like, what's Community Hab? Like, what is that? Cleaning service, case management. Okay. Let me tell you something about, I guess this could be a bonus. Ooh, this could be a bonus. Okay. Let me tell you something about cleaning service. So we had Airbnbs. We still have an Airbnb, but we had Airbnbs, and the individuals who were in our supported employment program, they would go and clean the unit. So we would be able to pay them, and we would get paid for the employment service, and we would be cleaning and doing something right for our business to generate more money, which was the Airbnbs. So that's kind of cool that someone said cleaning service, because yeah, absolutely you could do it, and you could totally make that a whole service in itself. That could be a whole business in itself. Okay, I mean the options are endless, and I don't want to kind of like confuse you guys, but there's so many options. So the fourth service is nursing services. Yes, you are able to provide nursing services, and you are able to bill for that. So for here where I'm at, it's about, I think it comes to almost $100 an hour for nursing services. And if you're outside of of a certain area or certain mileage, I think it's like 200 an hour, I think. Or it might be a unit. I'm not sure. I don't have the cost sheet in front of me. But nursing services is another amazing option under Community Hab. The options are limitless, especially if you're a nurse. And if you're not a nurse, you can contract or you can bring on one, okay? So nursing services, this is a big need in a lot of places, and there's shortage of nurses right now. So if you're a nurse, you are able to do this, or if you're not a nurse, you can bring one on. All right, so let's see. The fifth one, we're on the fifth one. So the fifth one is community life skills, and it's also known as Day Hab. Like if you hear me talking about Day Hab, this would be the fifth one. And essentially what it is it's a one-to-many service. It can be a one-to-many or one-to-one, and you're teaching life skills. And so I love this service. I always say it could be done one-on-one or one-to-many, and this is an amazing service. We love it. I always say we get paid to play, and we like this summer we went to Kenai. If you guys are on my business page and you like catch some of my reels, I did a reel about our trip down to the Kenai to go fishing. That was dayhab. Like, we were able to do dayhab, and that was spent out on the beach at the Kenai River doing that. The Alaska State Fair is coming up. We're going to go to that. That's part of dayhab services. There's a variety of things. I mean, you're teaching a skill, you're helping an individual you're kind of helping them with life skills in a nutshell, like a high level overview. We could dive deep on that. And for right now, for what I get to bill on that is about $43 an hour. Okay. So as far as like a high level overview of what Community Hab is a really nice option that allows you to make impact without having to have the home per se. And there's so many other services I can go into, but allows you to get started really, really quickly. And it gives you another option without having to necessarily come up with all of the, I would say, a little bit more intricate things with licensed assisted living and group home. Now, I provide them both, and so I know what it takes to get started. And either way, there's still a process with the licensing or certification process, right? And some of these are outside of licensing and certification, and you just have to know how to find the services and apply and enroll and do the things. What I find is a lot of people don't want to do the things or take the time to be able to enroll in these services. And the simple fact of the matter is, pretty much everyone can do it. I always say, start the business in care that you want to start based off of your desires and ability and experience. I get a lot. Ariana, I want to break into this business. Do I need to have experience? Or I want to break in this business. How much money do I have to have? And I really can't answer those questions for you because it's going to take, it's more so about your entry point. It's more so about the type of care you want to provide. And then like seriously pulling the trigger and committing. You have to commit. Like, if you want this, you have to commit. Okay. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I will help you collapse your timeline. I will help you do the things you need to do to get there, but it's going to take some commitment from on your end. It's going to take dedication on your end. I can be there to help and support you all day long. I will review things for you, applications, policies, and procedures. I will do it all, but you are the one that is going to have to do the things you need to do to get to where you want to go. And if you are ready to make impact and start building wealth through care, send me a DM and let's chat and let's get it going. Let me say this. It is an investment. Let's not bullshit. No, it's not a $500 investment. No, it's not a $1,200 investment. It's an investment. Okay. But at the other side of that, what are you willing to do to get to where you want to go? When I'm calculating these rates on the back end for the members of the SUP program, the Startup Provider program, we're looking at $1 million businesses. No shit. Ask the members in the program. I'm showing them how to make $1 million. Period. If you want to make 200,000, cool, we'll do that. If you want to make 500,000, all right. You like it, I love it. But if you want a plan, and if you want those numbers to show you exactly how you hit $1 million a year, then you can have that too. Remember, I'm here to support you with what you want, right? And part of knowing what you want is knowing your options. Because if you don't know your options, how can you make the best decision, right? How do you know? I will say, this is kind of like a little plug, is that the way people are going to be entering the program is going to be changing. It is not going to be anymore of I send you a sales page, you go click on the link and you're able to get in the program. No, it's not going to be like that. I don't have the exact date of the change, but I'm working on it right now. And I just want you guys to know that having the right fit into the program is paramount to me, because people have to come in and be of the right heart, and they want to like show up and do the work, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, there's 5 services that you might not have known about. I'm going to recap them. We have employment, we have meals, transportation, nursing, and community life skills, which is day habilitation. But you all are able to go out and build businesses in care. I say that you can go into I can go into any city or state and build $1 million business in care. Why? Because I will do my research to know exactly what I need to do, and I will let the community tell me what they need, right? So period. And if I can do it, you can do it. Right? You just have to know what your options are. You have to know where to look. You have to know the right steps to take. You have to know, I shit you not, y'all. You guys have to know how to talk to these people. The people who are the gatekeepers to you getting started are the state employees who are processing your application, right? Those are the people. And if you don't know how to talk to them, it's going to be very hard for you to move through the process. Plain and simple, because sometimes they get so many inquiries from people who are wasting their time, who don't want to put who don't want to put the energy and effort in, or who are solely in it for the money. And so these employees, these state employees, don't want to give them the time of day. They probably have a little template put together of this is what they do and blah, blah, blah. Here in Cleveland, they said they have reached their capacity for issuing licensed group homes. Okay, great. There's other services you can provide. You don't have to provide a group home. Like, I feel like that's the biggest misconception out there. And while we're on that, let's talk about something. Let's talk about the term group home. Group home. Okay, let's talk about that. There are groups and people out there who are using the term group home and not understanding that a group home is a licensed facility, but they're marketing it. No fault to them, no shade, no hate. Everybody has their own thing. But I want you guys to know that group home is more of a license. It's a licensed term, right? And if you are looking at starting an unlicensed facility or a home, you can. It's more of a it's more of an independent living or a boarding home or things along those lines, right? Not necessarily a group home. So you guys have to watch your terminology, because if you are starting an unlicensed home and you are talking to zoning or you're talking to the fire marshals or whoever, and you're using the term group home, you can't, it doesn't make sense. Like, they're probably going to give you, different information, because a group home is a licensed term. And so you guys just need to be careful with that. I also get a lot of, what do people say to me? They say, like, unlicensed homes make money too. Okay, like, if you would like to serve the homeless population, if you would like to serve the aged out population that doesn't qualify for assistance, let me point it out. I want you guys to understand that doesn't qualify for assistance. You are going to need how many homes? If you are charging $300 to $600 a month. Now, I know there's some people that will come back and say, well, for veterans, it's this, or for this person. I'm not talking about that. I am talking about the unlicensed group homes out there that people are saying you can start. How many clients are you going to need at $300 to $600 a month per bed? Okay. And then you have to deal with that population. There's nothing wrong with it, right? There's somebody always out there to serve. But you guys, when you guys are going into these business models, don't just think about the dollar signs. I know I don't need to have 50 homes. Okay. I don't need that. It's not for me. But if that's something that you want, cool. But then also understand how you are going to be making money off that home and who it is you're going to serve. Okay. Like, understand that. And then also have the understanding of who like what comes with that population that you're going to serve. Period. I don't care who it is. You have to understand that, because what I find is a lot of people get into it and then they're frustrated. One, they're not making the money that they want. Two, they have this population of people in there who they really can't resonate with. They really can't serve because they don't really understand all the mental health stuff that goes behind it too. And that these individuals don't have the supports built in. You might have heard people say, like, outsource your services, make sure that, but you have to make sure that they're doing it. If you're outsourcing them to management, you need to ensure that they're getting there. But then people don't want to do that because they're not making the money. You see what I'm saying? Like, you guys, if you're going to do that, like, no shade, no hate, like, I wish you all the best, but you got to make sure you're supporting these people. You can't provide a housing for these people and expect them to follow through on the services. Look at the population who you are serving. Does that make sense? Like, I really hope that helps you, because I see so many people make this mistake. And then they're dealing with aggressive behaviors, which you could have with the DD population. You're dealing with people who won't take their medication, who won't show up to their clinical appointments, all of these things. And it's just like, for me, maybe you don't resonate with this. Maybe you don't. But for me, if I'm going to provide a service, I want to provide the best goddamn service that I can provide. Hence, Premier is in my name, right? Premier is in my name. I provide a Premier service. So I don't care what service you provide, but you got to provide the best service. You can't provide a tiny bit of the service and then ask people or think that people who have all of these different diagnoses, mental health challenges, battling homelessness, all of these things, substance abuse issues, to follow through. You are that person to help them follow through. And you're doing a disservice to people when you only focus on the money and you're not providing that Premier service so that they can live a good quality of life. That's not rehearsed either. That's just simple facts. I just think that there's more that needs to be said about that, because I think people see the money. Even in what I do, they see the money and they lose sight of what's, like, everything that goes into it. Do we make good money? Do I make good money? Me and Andre make good money? Yes. Yes, we do. Okay. Do we provide a premier service? Yes, we do. Do I bend over backwards for my residents and our staff? Yes, we do. I put in a lot of fucking work to make sure that my residents, our residents, have everything that they could ever want. I put in so much work to make sure those families they feel supported. I put in so much work so that they know if something ever happens to them or anything, like their loved one is taken care of in my care. So when I talk about the 5 different types of care that you can provide, you have to look at, okay, how can I break into this business? How can I make money? What's my profits going to be? How can I positively and powerfully impact my local community and the clientele? How can I stand out from the rest? How can I provide a premier service? Like, you have to think about all of that, not just the dollar signs. Does that make sense? And when people do think about the dollar signs and the dollar signs only, it shows. It definitely shows, but the possibilities are endless. And if you have a desire to break into this business, I mean, we haven't even touched the iceberg. It's the tip of the iceberg. Like, there's so many options. And the beautiful thing about all of this is that you can provide multiple services. You don't have to provide just one. And that's where the magic happens. Okay. I'm giving you guys a lot of freaking goodness here on this live. So make sure you guys are using it, because it is like, I can't even begin to tell you that there's such a big need for providers. It's insane. It's insane. Next week, we're going to be talking about cultivating a care team. And if you haven't, you might want to go to that event and you might want to RSVP, because it's amazing. Like, if you want to truly grow and scale the business, you definitely want to tune into that, because, I think I always drop gems, so you might want to tune in. Okay, I don't know. Thanks for explaining this. Many others try and sell the glitz and glam of the business without telling all that comes with starting these businesses. So true. Like, I don't want to BS you guys. You know what I mean? Like, I make a lot of money. Go scroll through the group. You guys can see the receipts. You can see the receipts. But it takes a lot of work to get here, and it takes a good reputation to get here, all in which I show you inside of the Startup Provider Program. I shit you not. Like, serious. Like, when I tell you the program is robust, it's robust. When you're looking at setting up your back-end systems, there are so many providers. There are so many providers who have no system. They're just winging it, right? Nobody teaches you how to do this, right? They don't teach you how to do this. But imagine if you're getting started in this business, say you join the Startup Provider Program, right? Within 2 months average, sometimes it's 3 or 4, right? You submit your application. You understand the business model. You submit your application, right? While your application's being processed, you're understanding more of like the marketing, more of the systems, more of how to run your business, okay? Picture this. And then you get approved. You get approved. So now you not only know how to run the business, but you know the marketing of how to get your clients and who you need to be marketing to. You know how to onboard your employees. You know how to onboard your clients. I'm actually re-recording a full training about that. I built some beautiful systems where you literally have to hit copy. You do all of that, right? And you're open for business. Say before your certification number, we'll just pick on certification right now. Say before your certification comes in, you already have a client. And you're ready to rock and roll. And you're working with that client's team, and that client's team, because I always say 1 client, 5 team members, right? Say that client's team is like, oh my God, like, this person's amazing. I love them. I want more of my clientele to be under their care. Next thing you know, boom, you have 3 clients, right? And it just keeps rippling. The impact keeps happening. You guys have to understand that it's not at all that the opportunity isn't there. It's 100% about your readiness to take action and commit, period. Like, that's it. And I know there's like, 28 people watching right now. I know not all of you are in the space of like, you're ready to go. Like, I know that. You may want it, right? You might be like thinking about it. You might be like, okay, I'm still trying to connect the dots. But there may be some of you who are like, I'm ready to fucking go. It is August 16th. And before the end of the year, you could have your application in and be ready to fucking roll. There may be some of you. Maybe you're watching the replay. But what you got to do is you got to decide and you have to commit. Right? That's what you have to do. But to just like summarize it one more time, we have employment, meals, transportation, nursing, community life skills, which is like DayHab. I have like, I just kind of like did a brain dump on this paper, and I have like 8 to 10 right here, but we're not going to get into all of that. So I love y'all. I want you guys to win. I want you guys to make impact. I want you guys to live in your purpose. I love what I do, and I want so many of you guys to experience it on whatever level that looks like for you. Again, it's not about what I want, it's about what you want and making that reality happen. All right, my loves, I will see you guys next time, same place, as far as on a Tuesday at 1 p.m. Alaska time. I'll see you next time. Bye.